Hey everyone, Andrew Ford here. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to look up what your basketball cards are worth. You can see here, I pulled out some of the cards from my collection. I've got some old ones, I've got some new ones, but really the process for looking them up in Maven is all the same. So if you just pick up a card here, this is a newer one, Fleer 1990, and you just need a few details from the card in order to look it up. You need to know the brand, Fleer. You need to know the person, Shawn Kemp, and you need to know the card number 178, and you can also use the date 1990. Look for the copyright on the back. The other thing you want to look at on a card is just the general condition. You want to look at the corners and make sure the corners are nice and sharp. You want to make sure that the surface isn't scuffed. You want to make sure that the card is centered left to right. There's not a bigger margin on one side than there is on the other. So for example, if we want to look up this card, this card is a little different. You can see it has perforations and can be split into three. These minis are pretty cool. This is a Magic Johnson one. And if we flip it over, you can see this one has some different numbers on it. It has a card number here, here, and here because there's three different cards. And you can see at the bottom, the copyright is a little confusing because it has two copyrights, 1969 and 1980. So if we're going to look this card up, we'd use the most recent date, the 1980 Topps, and I would type in Magic Johnson, just one of the players' names. And that's probably enough to get a lot of results and get a good idea of what this is worth. So let's go over to Maven and try it out. Let's see if we can look up what this is worth. Okay, so now we're on maven.io and we want to look up what this basketball card is worth. So the first thing we want to type in is we want to type in the card year, 1980. It's a Topps card, and we want to type in a few details. So let's type in Magic Johnson. Let's just hit enter and see what it comes back with. You can see it found 492 results that have sold recently with an average price of $198. And if we click on this, you'll see a huge range of prices all the way from $3 to $4,000. So we want to narrow this down. And if I look at these, you can see that one does not look like mine. That's not the same Magic Johnson one that I have. So there's a couple versions of this. I need to narrow it down a little bit more. So I'll go back up to the search box and I'll type in one of the card numbers. So on the back of my card, the Magic Johnson number is 18. And if I type that in, you can see, oh, it narrowed it down to 16 cards. This is much more accurate. And as I look through these, you can see this is exactly like the one I have. There's Ron, there's John. This is my card, right? So what I want to do now is just pick a few that are like mine. You can see this one is graded. It's worth a lot more. My card is not graded. Although it's in great shape, it probably could be graded a high number like this one. It's not graded, so I'm just going to pick a few that are, oh, look at this one's already been perforated and torn off. So let's just pick a few that are like mine. Let's click on this one. Let's see. So let's say that this one is exactly like mine, and that first one at the top was like mine, and let's see what this one is. Oh, that one, look how close the perforation is. Mine's way better than that one. So let's try to find something a little bit better. Let's say that, let's say it's like this one, even though I'm not looking at it. If I click on the average, you can see these are the cards that I chose as comparables, all the way from $8.50 to $19.95 for an average price of about $14.48. So that's a really quick way of how to get an idea of what your basketball cards are worth using Maven.